Can you tell me what is your earliest cycling memory?
Oh, my earliest cycling memory is I was 8 years old. My cousin, my aunt's daughter, she was about 10 years older than me. She had a big Miele. I think it was called the Miele, the bike. And it was a big one because I was at that time 8, she was 18. So she had a, proper for adults bike. I was a little and I was jealous that she was riding the bike. So I wanted to ride the bike. She kept on telling me that it's a big bike for me and I shouldn't ride with that bike. And then I insisted, I was crying and I wanted to ride that bike, where, by the way, I couldn't sit on the saddle because it was too big. So the only thing I could do is I could turn my legs, but then she said, you will fall. She kept it a little bit, and I said, keep on keeping it. Keep it a bit more. She was running after me, keeping. And I don't know how many meters after that, I started going with the bike like this initially, but I was fastly moving my legs like that, and I realized that the more I was moving my legs, the more the bike was stable. So I started, doing this, and then she started running behind me, and she started saying, I cannot run fast, you're running very fast. I learned the bike like this. And then when my father saw me that I was taking her bike and moving around without being able to sit on the saddle, and sitting all the time, like this. And then my father saw that, and I think next summer when I was 9 years old, he bought me a Peugeot. And yes, I was very proud of that Peugeot. It was a red one. I was very happy with that bike. I had also some pictures. I don't know where are these pictures now, probably somewhere hidden in the house. That was my first experience with bike. You see, when I was a small kid, we were having summer vacations with my family in the island which is called Büyükada in Istanbul, in Princess Islands, or Principo in Greek, this island. This island didn't have anything else. It had carriages with horses and bikes, and I think the police had 2 jeeps. There were 2 to 3 trucks for the garbage, and maybe few other vehicles, motor vehicles for the state, actually, an administration. So the rest of us were moving around either on foot or on bike, on donkeys. There were donkeys as well, and on carriages, as I said. So we, the kids, we were using the bike all the day. So from the 1st of June that we were usually going there until 1st of September we were leaving for school, we were there on a bike, actually. If it would be possible to sleep on the bike, we would have slept on the bike as well. Bike was, part of our body, more or less. So we became there, during those times, very competent, especially in keeping the balance. We were even playing games like who will have the better balance. So 2 people were trying to squeeze one at the corner so he will fall on, and there you were, you had to go like this and play with the brakes to manage to stay. Then the longer you would stay, you were the champion, more or less. That was the game. There were no BMXs at that time. This was the game that we were playing. So then when I left for the States, etc., for few years I didn't have any bike at all. I stopped biking. When I settled to Greece, I bought a bike, but it was not pleasant really within all those cars. Even when I was going through this coast road around Athens, still it was, even there were those buses with the pollution. So I cannot say that I used it very much.
On a daily basis?
On a day, no. Sometimes the weekends. Then when the kids came, you cannot go very far away. You cannot be away of your family for long. I was taking the bike going about 5 kilometers to a sports center which was there. I was jogging and then coming back. Fortunately my wife, she was not, when she was supporting me in this, and I could do it at least during Saturday and Sunday. You see, she cannot ride the bike. She is a person of of the water. She swims and she dives. Not with she does free diving. By the way, I also like the sea very much. So when she's underwater, I'm above the water because I like to swim long distance. So I'm swimming up and she's under and looking at me passing by. My friends of my childhood, they were all biking, all of us. When I was 13, 14, we had a gang, let's say, of 13, 14 kids. We all had bikes, and we were doing all sorts of crazy things with the bikes. Then now my family, I taught all my kids. I spent the time to teach them, all three of them, the bike, running behind them, keeping the bike. But unfortunately, my wife, she doesn't bike, so we cannot do biking as a family. But I have been doing biking with my kids, with each one of them, sometimes following them with a bike or jogging while they're biking, just to be more close to them.
You're a fast runner.
I was faster. I'm not as fast as I used to be, but I could take it. I remember my daughter was the most sensitive one, and she was asking me all the time, "Are you tired? Should I stop that? Are you tired? Should I stop that?" But it was. I think they will have a good memory about these moments.